Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga. Kapla. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5. Kapla. And welcome to Bed Life for Monday, October 23rd, 2023. And you know what I did not do today? I did not check on what day it might be. It could be National Anything Day, and I have no idea. So let me do a quick check just to see. 23rd of October. It is Slap Your Annoying Coworker Day. Wait, don't take that advice. YouTube, I cannot, I do not want to be responsible for physical altercation at work. That is a very bad advice. Do not slap your annoying coworker day, despite what day it seems to be. What a terrible day. Let's see, maybe there's something better. Wow, terrible days. Nothing I recognize. National Boston Cream Pie Day. Oh, that's disgusting. National Crock Day. Holy shit. Wow, one thing worse than the next. Oh, I know you guys can't see it. National iPod Day. iPods were cool. I'll give it. The original iPod back in the day, you were the shit. Even I, who didn't like Apple products, even I had an iPod back in the day. I had the U2 edition Apple black and white. The black and white U2 edition, the black with the red face edition iPod. Yeah, I put all my Frank Sinatra and my other MP3s that I collected throughout my college years, in the days of Napster and other file sharing services. Had to load it up. I think it was a 20 gigabyte at the time iPod. Yeah. It's National Mole Day. It's a basic chemistry algorithm, not about those funny looking creatures. It's National Paralegal Day and TV talk show host day. Hey, and in New Zealand, it's Labor Day. So we had a visitor from New Zealand at the Morning Bird stream. Morning Bird, Video James from New Zealand. But there it is. I wasn't making it up. Slap your annoying coworker day. Don't or not. Or not. John Araki. Hey, John Araki. With a 99-cent Super Poop sticker. Thank you. Thank you, John Araki. And let's get it working again. So once that comes in, we will indeed see if Kissing Dax, if it's Kissing Dax or not. Come on. Anytime now. Well. And it's a fake. It's a fake. But we got it. It's working. Thank you, John Araki. Richie Poole first in the chat today says Kapla and an alpaca. Captain Phantom Nerd says hello. Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. Kapla.
Scanning.
Not Ryan Johnson.
At this time.
Says hello and Kapla, hail Karoga. And John Araki came through a second time because I had to refresh it. So you got eyebrow dax. The second chance. Not Ryan Johnson, hello and Kapla. Hail Karoga. John Araki, crapla. John Araki, hashtag Kroners. 47 Yorktown, hello young sir. Hello. 47 Hakeem says awesome, a double stream. Kapla bird, hail Karoga. Well, I don't know how long this stream will be, but at least there's something. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. The Traveler says bird is the word. The lovely Yvette says good evening, bird and everyone. I've lost my voice. Many people happy about this. No, Yvette, I can't imagine that. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Kapla, Kapla Gorilla. Words and Pictures says Kapla bird, good to hear you. Good to be here. Good to have you here. The Traveler says save us, oh great leader. Save us from LDG's crabs. Yeah. I'm afraid it's cracking up. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says Bird Pod 5. Oh, Bird iPod 5. Bird OPod 5. You know what? I never would have bought the YouTube version of the iPod. I mean, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but I got it for free. I got it for free from my boss. They had bought so many of them, they were losing track of them. They were giving them away for some type of sponsorship event. And well, we all decided, as workers, we decided we deserved one too. Hakeem says Crocs used to be good. Now they're overpriced crap. And Sean Carter, with a 1 month friend of Karoga super chat, says, hello, bird. Hope all is well. I hope you are well, Sean Carter. If you were here at the early bird, I should call it that, the morning bird stream. I'm dealing with stuff, and I've got more stuff to deal with, and That's just going to be the way things are. And Captain Phantom Nerd using a 19-month Hirogan Orphan super chat, saying another great stream. Thank you so much, Captain Phantom Nerd. Schwario says, Kapla Bird, hope you and the family are doing well today. Hope you're doing well, Schwario. Mike Richards says, I had a Walkman cassette player. Does that count? It sure does. I loved my Walkman back in the day. AM, FM radio. I only cared about the AM, of course. And the cassette player. And then they had the CD Walkman. That was awesome. Plus, it had the Sony one. You could play MP3 files off the CD. So I had like 600 songs. That was crazy. And yes, I used to lower the bit rate of the MP3 files to fit that many songs because, to be honest, I still cannot tell the difference between a 128K MP3 file and a 320K MP3 file. To be honest, I don't think I could tell the difference between 96K bit rate. So it really didn't matter. Schwarios is my favorite TV host. Was Montel Williams. Montel Williams. He did like some UFO episodes and crazy stuff. And he was in the Air Force or something. He was in the military, maybe Marines. He was a somewhat serious guy at the beginning, not so much at the end. Dan Ben says, hi, welcome, Dan Ben. 54.5 Access Radio says hashtag say 9 to LDG's crabs. Low Specs Linux Laptop is in the house. Welcome, Low Specs Linux Laptop. Todd Jenny says, welcome back, Birdo Prey 5. Kapla, Todd Jenny. John Araki says, Deja Poo. A double bird is double poop stickers. Thank you, John Araki. Two bird streams, 2 stickers. The Traveler says, Bird, I had the first gen iPod Touch when they first came out. It was just like an iPhone, but no phone. So did I, Traveler. That one I did by myself. I said, fuck it. I'm not going to do an iPhone. But because I had Verizon and I had a much better phone, but obviously not because it wasn't an iPhone. But I thought it was a better phone. But I wasn't going to get an iPhone, but I did buy an iPod Touch, and I eventually lost that iPod Touch to Sissel Prey. She just took it, as she was apt to do. In those days, I was making a nice bit of money, and Sissel Prey was still in school, a poor college student. So she would just come to my house or my apartment or wherever I might have been, hotel rooms, and she would just shop. She would come and she would shop, and she wouldn't pretend it was anything else. She would literally just decide whatever she needed, and she would take it with her. And she would say, I shop. She would say, oh, by the way, I shop. And I'd say, okay. Had to go back and try to figure out what exactly I lost. Usually it was DVDs, sometimes food, sometimes, radios. I had a Bose Wave radio until I didn't. Then Sissel Prey had a Bose Wave radio. Things of that nature. Sissel Prey she shopped. She shopped. But yes, the first gen iPod Touch, really enjoyed it. Actually, I liked it so much, I bought a second iPod Touch, but it was not first gen. It was a newer iPod Touch. So I said, oh, this is even better. Until about a year later, I went to upgrade the firmware, and the fucking thing bricked itself. Bricked itself on the first firmware upgrade, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. I mean, I could have sent it back to Apple, but ain't nobody had time for that. Nobody had time for that. So I kept it in a drawer for 6 years, and then I ended up throwing it out with recyclable cell phones. Never got it fixed. Totally bricked. I put a couple hours of work over a few months trying to get it, trying to fix it, figuring surely by now there has to be some way of unbricking this, and no, there was never. And if whatever they said wasn't working. Yeah, typical. It's what you get for having an Apple product. Todd Jenny says, where's the guns? Where's the guns? T-Berg took over the bird tower, son of a bitch. The bird tower. The old bird tower in Space Engineers. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Bird, you son of a bitch. You got me kicked in the nuts because I started slapping the coworkers. Well, you should wait. Should definitely wait till I stop talking before you do whatever I say. Dan Van is got some green tongue. Welcome, Dan Van. Dan Van says, are Crocs the worst type of footwear? Yes. Yes, Dan Van. Well, no. No, there's something worse than Crocs. And I don't know what they are called, but they are the socks that have the holes for each toe. They're socks that have they're like gloves that have, gloves for your fingers rather than mittens that put your whole hand, right? Socks are kind of like mittens of your feet, but these are gloves. Each toe has its own cutout, and that's just bullshit. Have you seen people's toes? Nobody has the same toe. Nobody has the right toes for those socks. Everybody's either got a different toe is longer than the other, or bigger than the other, or all nasty and probably shouldn't be touching anything at all. Yeah, I hate those. I hate those. No. The Traveler says all homeless must get free Crocs because they all wear them around my area. Maybe, Traveler. Maybe. Dan Ben, I hate dealing with stuff, and then more stuff comes. Portable CD players could have been smaller, but CDs aren't smaller. Yeah, Dan Ben. That's true. Todd Jenny says, Kurogan Quality Audio, home of Klingon Opera Collection. Sean Carter says, I had the sports version Walkman. That was water resistant. Yes, yellow. The bright yellow and rubber. That's the one. I had that one too. A bright yellow thing got me through many sessions of mowing the lawn. Inks Kick, the Pixies, Doolittle got a lot of play. INXS? Inks? I don't know what that is. Dan Ben says, was Montel Williams a talk chat show host? Yeah, Montel Williams was I would say it was a talk show. Dan Ben says, I've always had Android, not iPhone. Schwario says, Sean Carter, INXS was a great band. Okay, I'm guessing that's an abbreviation. Sean Carter says 100% Schwario. Dan Van says, I remember people buying iPod Shuffle. That I had no respect for the iPod Shuffle. What do you need a fucking iPod that doesn't have any fucking buttons? John Aragi says AOC said it's okay for Ciso Prey to shoplift from greedy capitalists like Berto Prey. Basically. Todd Jenny says owned a Panasonic CD player with anti-skip and an iPod Nano. Or was it the Nano that had no buttons? Shit. Or both. And a couple of cheap MP3 players. You know what I had? What? I had a Zune. I bought a Zune. I was like, yeah, time for Microsoft to kick ass and put this little Apple bullshit to bed. Well, not so much. John Araki says hashtag Dear Bop. We'll see, John Araki. I'll be honest, there were no Dear Bops when I started the stream. Todd Jenny says shuttle, iPod, shuffle. Shuffle, iPod, shuffle. Sorry, shuffle. Hakeem says, oh, those barefoot shoes. Yes, I guess they do shoes as well. That's right. It's not just socks. They do them as shoes. Todd Jenny says, In Excess, a band. Never heard of it. Sean Carter says, In Excess, great band, sang New Sensation, and lots of other songs you probably know. Never heard of that song, Sean. And Dan Ben thinks it's pronounced In Excess, NXS. Todd Jenny says, Nano was a postage stamp. The Shuffle was thin, metal case with the circle control. Okay. The Nano was the one without the buttons. Dan Ben says, the original Microsoft Xbox controller was no good. Yeah, Microsoft was not the best in technology. Looking back at their equipment. Dan Ben says, the shuffle let you shuffle the songs in a different order, right? And yet, to this day, I hate that Apple requires you to do everything through fucking iTunes. Okay, there's no reason you need iTunes. Just let us put the songs on the device. John Araki says, question of the day for Mamo Pray. Mamo Pray, what was your first music playing device? First album or single? I tell you, Mamo Pray did have her fair share of iPods at the time, being she was working for an airline, and she would often get the things people left behind. And even even after it went to the lost and found for months or days or weeks, years, months. For months, if nobody came looking for it, it went through Mamo Pray. But anyway, Mamo Pray, what was your first music playing device?
Do I remember? Of course I remember.
Of course she remembers.
It was a portable record player. You plugged it in, but it was portable. It was like an old-fashioned suitcase. You could move it around. And it played records. Most of the records I had were basically, they were 45s. And I really didn't buy any of them. I had 2 older brothers and 1 younger. And whatever records were in the house, I played if I liked them. I can't remember one particular song or record, but they were all 45s, 50s, and 60s music. That's about it.
All right. Thank you, Mamo Pray.
You're welcome.
And thank you, John Araki, for that question. Mr. Lundell says, I still think a Microsoft Zune was a better MP3 player than the iPod. Yvette had a portable record player, too. I have a couple of record players in this house and records, but haven't listened to them in a long time. So I didn't mention, I don't know if I did this morning, Nephew O'Prey and Sis O'Prey were here over the weekend. Hey, Sassy, it's okay, baby. Sassy buried food in the couch, and now she can't get to it. And now she wants somebody to help her get the food out of the couch. Sassy, you're gonna have to wait, baby. Sis O'Prey was here with Nephew O'Prey. Nephew O'Prey learned something, we think, in school. Not 100% sure where, but I had to say I'm proud of my nephew for learning this valuable lesson. Nephew O'Prey shared with us all that girls, women, I don't forget what he said. Doesn't matter. More important part. Have two boobies. And then he went to Mom O'Prey and he said, Grandma, you have boobies. You have two boobies. His mother has two boobies. Luckily, he did not say Uncle Joey had two boobies. So, then it was a little suspicious, though, because after he said so-and-so had two boobies, he said he only has one.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mom O'Prey.
He actually grabbed my boobies.
Well, I didn't need to tell them that.
And said, Grandma, you have two boobies.
See, if Kronos was here, he'd knock himself out.
Well, I am a female. Okay, go on.
I think that
Finish the story.
I did.
And he said he has one boobie?
Yes, and he has one boobie.
Down there.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. It's a little suspicious. Down there, we didn't want to see exactly where down there was. Sis O'Prey is convinced he means his belly, but I am less convinced. Yvette also had a 8-track, a portable 8-track player. Ms. Lundell says 8-tracks were freaking nightmare. Vinyl will always be the best analog format. John Araki says Birds Got Faith of the Zune. Sean Carter is laughing. Hashtag go Nephew O'Prey. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movie says nephew successfully completed his first anatomy class. Todd Jenny calls me a dirty bird. No, I'm happy for my nephew. I had these same questions, I guess. I didn't know what to ask. I mean, I knew women had boobs. I didn't know what to call them. But I tell you what, legit, maybe 7 or 8 years old, maybe younger, I don't know, maybe 5. I noticed that women, and I'm going to be honest, the women of my family, including Mom Opre, they are all have relatively large breasts. Okay? So cleavage was a thing. What the thing was, I did not know what the word cleavage was as a child. And I knew what I wanted to see was cleavage. So I was trying to explain to somebody something that I liked. And I was in my head, I was basically saying, I like to see the hole between the boobs, but I didn't know what to call that. So I got it through my head that it was a second belly button. Like girls, so I used to say girls have two belly buttons, meaning the traditional navel. And then, well, some of them had, if they had big enough boobs, they had a kind of hole between the boobs. And I called that their second belly button. But when I said girls have a second belly button, people used to think I meant the other thing, which of course makes more sense as it's a second hole lower than the belly button and in line with the belly button. But at the time, I had no idea that people would think that's what I meant. And the thing was, at that part, I probably knew what that was called because they used to teach that in school. But they did not teach cleavage. Nobody taught cleavage. Dan Ben says, when DVD players came out, they were like 200 pounds to 500. Some of the early ones didn't have certain features, like scene skipping. And Cody Guy says, in two streams. Yes, Cody Guy. Hey, Cody Guy. 2 streams today. Okay. Let's let us I'm going to play some shorts and then I'll be right back. Shouldn't be, well, I don't know, a few minutes, but these will keep you busy. I'm telling you, Bones, I'm in love. She was perfect. The most attractive woman in this galaxy, or any other. And the way she could use her mouth, it felt like she had 3 tongues in there. Maybe she did. What species was she? I have no idea. I told you, she just sat down next to me on the transport from Scranton to the lunar colony. Well, then what happened? Well, she smiled the most perfect smile. We locked eyes. She asked me why a famous starship captain was on a civilian shuttle in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Why were you in Scranton? Damn it, man, it was a dream. It doesn't matter if it was Scranton or Paris. The point is, she's my soulmate. I knew I had to have her. She took out a blanket and laid it over me, then went under the blanket. I only wish the trip was longer. I'm telling you, I felt pleasures no man has felt before. Ah! I can't take it. Sulu, set course for the edge of the universe. Maximum warp. Captain, you sure? That's an order, mister. Mr. Spock, surely you will intervene. You will follow the captain's orders. You can't be serious. Do you have any idea the paperwork involved in removing the captain from command? It'll take 10,000 years to reach the edge of the universe at maximum warp. I'm certain the captain will change course by noon tomorrow. Why the edge of the universe? Because that's where dreams become reality. I need to find my Allah. Allah? Her name, Bones. Her name was Alabama. She handed me a business card when she was done. It said the first one was free, but the next was 200 credits. Alabama? That's a weird name. It is a weird name, but it's one hell of a business plan. Dun dun dun. She's scrantastic. Captain's log. Stardate, my birthday. Last year, everyone forgot, even Mr. Spock, who was locked in Nurse Chapel's quarters for some sort of procedure. This year, I thought ahead and beamed the entire medical staff to. May I interrupt? Yes, Spock, what is it? I want you to know I did not forget your birthday this year. My birthday? Why, however did you know? Must have been my human intuition. That's extraordinary. Before you beamed Dr. McCoy away, I asked what your favorite cake was. I'm having one beamed directly to the bridge. Do you think that's a good idea? Ordinarily not, but it is your birthday. I think we can bend the rules for today. Bend the rules. This is terrific. Mr. Scott, if you please. Aye, sir. It's a bit smaller than I imagined. Unless, of course, it's one of those cakes that's bigger on the inside. Curious. Spock, how did you fit a lady in such a small cake? I do not understand the Happy birthday! I've come to cut the cake! Ayah! No, Sulu, don't! Saisa, too late! Bridge to sickbay. There are no medical staff on board. She's going to bleed out. She. The lady in the cake. No one was in the cake. It's Orion chocolate. Dr. McCoy said it's your favorite. Bones said that? I'm highly allergic to Orion chocolate. If I ate this cake, we would have had to beam the doctor back immediately. So, no woman, and I'm stuck here with a shirtless Sulu. By the way, crewman, why are you out of uniform? I thought this was going to be a party. Captain, Dr. McCoy is asking if he and his staff can beam back up. They've grown quite tired of the Fairy Festival of Soho 7. Fairy Fest, that's today! I forgot! Permission to beam down, sir! Granted. He forgot his sword, sir! Don't worry, I have a feeling he's going to have more swords down there than he can handle. Dun 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 dun. Chief Medical Officer's log. The captain has been pestering me for this ecstasy booth for weeks now. I tried to tell him his mirror universe was just a fever dream. There wasn't even an ion storm or transporter involved. But he did assign me several young female crew members and a couple wet behind the ears engineers jumping at the chance to make a name for themselves, even if it's just in the medical journals. I hope the captain is happy with our new toy. Happy with what, Doc? Jim, there you are. Just in time to see my latest invention. Nurse Chapel, please get on the table. What? Come now, nurse. We're all professionals. Hey, let's get Spock and Scotty in here. Good idea, Bones. Should I get Sulu, too? No, I don't think this is up his alley. We're all here, Doc. Let's see it. We've had tricorders and medical tricorders, but now I present the first vaginal tricorder. Vaginal? Bones, what the hell is this thing? Well, you stick this up there, and in 45 short minutes, you know everything about a woman's vagina you ever wanted to know. Watch me demonstrate on Nurse Chapel. Oh, God, no! The number of sexual partners, days since her last period, how many times she's read Shades of Grey. It's all there. Fascinating. Good job, Doc. You've earned your pay for the week. Dun, dun, dun. So, Spock, what's on the agenda for today? Captain, as you are well aware, I am your first officer, not your secretary. It's going to be one of those days again, eh? Those days. Yes, Spock. It's an Earth expression. Captain, we're being hailed on screen. Oh my God, man. What a hideous-looking alien. Sir, the frequency is open. Yes, sadly it's true. Salty knows I am an ugly alien. What can we do for you? I want to invite you and your salty crew to a party here on M114. I like the sound of that. Maybe this day won't be so bad. Send the coordinates and we'll set course, if I may. Damn it, Spock. This is why we don't get invited to the good parties. Captain, this creature is clearly a salt vampire, similar to the one we killed on M113. What? My wife was on M113. Calm down, please. My science officer was mistaken. Well, why would he say that? Because he's an idiot. Do you know anyone on M109? No? Well, there you see. We were at M109. Mr. Spock confused it with M113. Well, he's not invited to my party. But you, Captain, and the rest of your crew, please beam down as soon as you arrive. What can we bring? Maybe if your kitchen can spare a few extra salt packets. How many do you need? How many do you got? I'll order 24 salt packets. Order 24, are you sure, Captain? Absolutely. Order 24 now. Aye, sir. Oh, God, the pain. Spock, what did you do? I thought you ordered an order 24, sir. This is what I mean by one of those days. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, guys. Sorry about that. We are back. Those shorts were traumatizing. Jenny, those are the best shorts you've ever seen. I am sure of it. I forgot I was going to do this on the morning stream today, but I didn't. So we'll do Birdle. We'll do Birdle instead of Wordle today, because I didn't do Birdle. I did not do Birdle this morning. So I will, and I'm sorry, usually I ask for a starting word, but that's not how I do Birdle. That's how we do Wordle. With Birdle, I'll choose the starting word. I don't really have, I wait for something to pop into my head, and R-O-T-O-R, rotor, popped in. I have no idea. And okay, it was a bad choice. So let's try P-I-N, no, pints, but we already used the T. P, P-A-I-N-S. Not something. Okay. 2 letters at the right spot and an S. Paint, pa. P-A, let's see, P-A, path, path, passy, no, passy is not the word, passy, no, no, P-A, false, paid. Oh, it doesn't end in S. Passe. Okay. P-A, P-A-X-S-X. Pause. Pause. P-A-U-S. There we, no. Oh my God. Of course not. I just used the E. You stupid idiot. It's gotta be another vowel. No. P-A. A-E-I. Okay, so maybe it ends with a Y. Tansy? I don't. No. It does end in Y. Hmm. Hmm. It's not a double S. Not, I'm sure it's not a Papsy. Porsy, Padsy, Papsy, Pagsy, Podgy, Pocky, Palsy, Palsy. MC. I guess it's P-A-L-S-Y. Palsy. Took it to the sticks. What?
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
What's his name?
Vic Fontaine.
He called everybody pal.
Palsy.
Nah, they pals. I never heard of one.
I never heard it. I thought this was palsy, like a disease.
It's P-A-U.
Oh. Well, then I don't know this word. It slipped in. It slipped in. Todd J says you are going to tremor, bird. Miss Londell says palsy. It's a stroke of genius. That's what I thought too. Miss Londell says this is too cerebral for him. I only thought of it as a disease. And now Mama Price says that was misspelled. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, guys. Dan Van says, sometimes why. Indeed. Welcome, Pop Culture Curator. Well, I'll be honest then, this word should not have been in Bertle if I didn't know what it was. I thought I knew what it was. So that's That's the problem. That's the problem. Okay, and we've got a couple of Dear Bops. Um, let's see. I guess we can go do the Dear Bops. Dear Bob, here's a Dear Bob, since you don't have a Dear Bob, because Dear Bought must be read because it was requested by someone who wanted Dear Bob, not Dear, but Dear Bob. Okay. And Dear Bob, have you ever farted in public? Well, I've had to pass gas while out in public. And I don't think it's possible to live without doing so. However, did I ever have a terribly embarrassing fart in public? No. No, honestly, I can't say that I did. And I certainly don't recall if I did. That said, did I ever think I was going to fart and ended up doing something much worse in public? And that answer is yes. Yes, I shit my pants twice before becoming sick and bedbound. As an able-bodied person, I pooped my pants twice, and it was what are you gonna do? I threw out the underwear, and I made my best to try and make it back home wearing just pants. And, it was a tough. One was much worse than the other, because one of the times was my very first. Was the weekend that we were staying over at my college. They had all new freshmen, whether you were living on campus or not. You all came in for a weekend, and yeah, we were there, I guess, 2 or 3 days. I wasn't pooping because I don't like to poop. At the time, I did not like to poop in public. I had gone through high school without pretty much ever using the public bathroom in the high school. And I don't know what I thought, but on that last day, God knows what they fed us the night before. It was and I was the last person. It wasn't even public. It was in the dorm room, but we had to have somebody come and inspect the dorm room before we left. So the dorm room stunk, and I had to go down and come up and bring somebody to inspect the dorm room. And it was not so good. And then again, 3 or 4 years later, in college, coming back from an evening out, and we were fraternity was over at the engineering building, and while they had a bathroom in the building, for whatever reason, we couldn't get into the building right away, and I couldn't make it. I stayed in my car. I pretended I was busy with something, and after everybody went in the building, I snuck to a different building. Did the shame of again throwing out my underwear and cleaning my pants in the sink best I could, really hoping nobody opened the door, which, given I was in a building elsewhere on campus, that went well, and made it home, and so. That's a shark. Yeah. Hakeem says, haven't we all? You had to. Todd Jones says, you don't want to answer everything. No, dear Bob, that's what the girlfriend calls her very intimidating sex toy. That is too much information, Todd Jenny. Also, he says, that sounds like a Taco Bell evacuation. LDG, hashtag free the net, says, howdy all. Thank you again, LDG, for keeping the morning stream going. And also Jedi Bill and also Raquel. Thank you to all of you, but LDG was first there and had the keys to the kingdom, so to say. Sean Carter says, I dropped a stinker that would peel paint once in a sporting goods store and yelled at my 9-year-old son like he did it, right when another dad was walking into the cloud. But why would you yell at your kid even if he did do it? Who cares? I mean, if he did it, he had to do it. What do you want him to keep it in? He'd explode. Todd James is withholding turds most of your life. No wonder Karoga and Turdistan are his mortal enemies. Todd James says, free the turds. Andy Garcia says, I would have liked to have seen Montana. Todd James says, a bird in the bush is worth a poop in the hand. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Dear Bob, any ideas to heal an itchy rectum? Salted. No. Dear Bob, how do you hide a shark? I just let one rip at my office. LDG. I don't believe that, but even if it was, your office is in your house. So you're all set. You don't have any worries. Dear Bob, thanks for the torture. I had to listen to LDG go on and on today when tuning into your morning stream. What did we do to you, Bird? Listen, I was there monitoring the stream. I say LDG probably did the best stream he's done his whole life. So I think it was okay. Oh, what, Mama Pray? LDG is here, or at least he says he was.
Are they king crabs or those little?
Mama Pray wants to know the 20 crabs you eat. Are they king crabs or like the little baby crabs? Sean Carter says I blamed it on him. Ha 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 ha. Todd James says my cough syrup farts collected in the bedroom. I had to let them out. They lasted like 20 minutes. Todd James says LDG from the Crab Nebula. Keely Chow says, hey everybody, what's going on? We're talking about crabs and farts. Keely Chow. Trust me, it's a bad collection. Todd Jenny says Lewis Krabby Pot. LDG has not yet answered. Keely Chow says hello to Captain Fandom Nerd. So Gorilla says LDG has even more crabs now. Yeah. Oh. So Mama Bray and I were talking prior to the stream. She sees that I tighten up. I need to, I hold myself stiff. All my muscles stiffen up every time I feel something is going wrong, or I can't relax. And she feels like that is probably my biggest problem. And LDG says regular crab legs, I believe snow or king. Oh, legs. Oh, 20 legs. She thought you were talking about 20 whole crabs. Keely Chow says, speaking of crabs, come to Sherry Slammin' Clams and Sherry's Clam Shack for delicious crabs that are mostly moist. Pop Culture Curator says, best thing for an itchy anus is a wire brush. Oh my God. And LDG said snow crab. Snow crab. But snow crab legs. Anybody can eat 20 snow crab legs. Thought you were having 20 big crabs. So, Mama Bray. And you know what? I think Mama Bray is probably right, because Mama Bray is always right. At least almost always. LEG says that it's 20 legs minimum. Oh, 20, no, not 20 legs, 20 crabs worth of legs. So 8 legs, what, 6 to 8 legs per crab? You're 20 times 8, so 160 legs. I don't think you're eating 160 crab legs. Dr. Scotty says hairy clams are pretty good. Todd Jenny says Mr. Krabs and plankton sauce or fried Squidward. So if Mama Bray is right about my issues being mental, I need to loosen up. I need to calm down, loosen up, and you know, to be honest, if you follow what my symptoms are, It could be cancer, but it could be anxiety or anything else. It could be lupus. You don't know. You don't know. Now, of course, I always say, but Mom will pray. As much as I love Mom will pray, I trust Mom will pray. Mom will pray has to say certain things, like Mom will pray claims that I'm handsome, even though I know I'm ugly. But I think I'm ugly because of how hard it was for me to find, dates with women over the years, especially in high school and before. And to be honest, it was quite difficult in college too, but not impossible. And for the few women I did get to know in that special way, I mean, to be honest, those women were extraordinary judges of character. Right? I mean, I have to believe that because they were there with me when they could have been with anyone else. And it's not like it was only the women that I did something with that liked me. Years later, I would get confession from a couple of ladies that they would have been interested had things gone a little bit differently. So it's not that there was no one. It was just bad timing, lack of confidence, mostly on my part, and so maybe Mom will pray was right. Maybe I was not as ugly as I thought I was. Doesn't do anything to help the situation now, although I guess it could. If I believed it more, I would feel better. And if I could feel better, everything would be better. I've got to believe. I've got to believe every day can be a new start on a new day and a new life. I honestly, for a little bit today, starting to think that. Things can be different. A wheelchair organization, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go out. Todd Jenny says a SpongeBob reference. Nephew of Ray would be horrified. I picked up the SpongeBob reference. LDG says I can eat 2 crabs worth in a minute. It's on record. LDG says that's why I call it Crabnado. Pop culture curator says it's pronounced loose bus. Todd James says that's a lot of big butts there, Bird. Todd Johnny says, bird, wave off, do not land in this topic area. Yvette says, bird, you are not ugly, trust me. Mama Frey says, thank you. Thank you, Yvette. Todd Johnny, see, this is what I'm saying. There are some women who are just extraordinary judges of character who tell me I'm not ugly. Todd Jenny says, pull up, terrain. Andy Garcia says, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Todd Jenny says, some of it's experience, bird. Some of it could be ASD or ADHD things we never knew. It's a nerd thing. You have to have faith of the fart. Your pants will not fail you. You have to cut the cheese to keep the orphans on their knees. Mike Richards says, somebody just smoked a bong full of Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops are delicious, but I don't know. I don't know how you could smoke them in a bong. I don't understand how bongs work. I don't understand the science behind bongs, and I don't want to. I don't want to. I do wonder if pot would be what I need. Right? Pot would either save me or make me 10 times worse. I've always hated the idea of becoming a weed smoke pot smoking hippie. But I don't know. The day is going to come as it becomes legal. I think it's already been decriminalized here in New York City. The day is going to come one day where I'm going to try it, I guess, someday, just in case it turns out to be the best thing in the world for me. It might be. If I could get rid of my anxiety pills and just eat some edible or something once a day or once a week or however it is, I don't know. I'd much prefer that. LDG says Rick and Morty had human centipede-like reference today. Now I know why you brought it up earlier. Thanks. I did not. I didn't bring up human centipede. Somebody else brought up human centipede. Todd Jenny says, you had live streams eating hot sauce. LDG did. Pop Culture Curator says, Bird, you need to try pot on a live stream. I don't think I can. I don't think YouTube allows that type of stream. Todd Jenny says, how about a live stream talking shrooms? No, shrooms is no good. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says it will help your anxiety, or it'll make it worse. See, I'm the kind of person that's worried it would make it worse. It would make me super paranoid. Todd Jenny says, Epic Beard and I could help you. Lol. Dan Ben says, when you say edible, you mean a drug. Well, edible is how you consume marijuana legally and without smoking it. Pop Culture Curator says a lot of people smoke pot on live stream. Well, a lot of people doesn't mean it's within YouTube guidelines. Todd Jenny says edible undies and ducks out the door. Anyway, I guess I guess we're going to be calling it a day here soon. Thank you all. And I know it's a shorter stream, but you do have some Morning Bird if you want to go back and listen to that. Thank you all for hanging out. I will see. Hopefully Wednesday will be another Enterprise stream, and we'll go from there. But thank you for coming, and have a great one, guys. Pop Culture Curator says there's a new movie about a man trapped in a porta potty. It's called Holy Shit. Check it out. Todd Jenny says, sorry, Bird, that was mean. Have a good Mamo Pray dinner. No, it wasn't mean. It wasn't mean. Pop Culture Curator says, take care, guys. Take care, Pop. Farewell from Columbus, Ohio, says Mike Richards. And LDG says later all, and gives in the link to freethenet.org/underground. That's the place to hang out with people like LDG, myself, Yvette, Mr. Lundell, Tim, JP's. There's lots of people that come in and out. Darren, and others. Some are there more than others. But yeah, it's a cool place. And, it's not streaming live, but it is just only live. So if you miss it, you miss it. There's no rewatch. Okay, that's it. Good night and Kapla.